It is Sunday, March the 3rd, 2019, and have the Bitcoin bears been denied 3 times in a row? This is the 24 hours of Bitcoin live stream. We'll start off with a look at our disclaimer. This is not trading advice. You can read the full disclaimer in the description below. Let's start off with a look at this. You are watching bitcoin.com/channel/Bitcoin trading. Be sure to click on subscribe. Here is the 1, 2, 3 times Bitcoin bears have been denied so far. Is this just the foundations crumbling and things going to crack lower than this? Or are they going to be rejected again and we're going to move up to higher prices? Let's take a look at the 3 indicators that we're studying every single day here and see what they might be telling us. First of all, we'll start off with the RSI, and we're looking at the 1-hour bars. So the RSI was lower here, not as low, a little bit lower. It's not giving me any divergences that are telling me bear or bull, one way or another. And as we zoom back to the 4-hour bar, we can see the RSI has sort of followed along with price. It hasn't diverged greatly for a trading signal that I can follow along with. Here is a divergence that makes a little bit more sense for me, where we can see the RSI has showed lower highs. We have higher highs here, but I'm not seeing a divergence here that makes something jump out to me until we start getting back to the longer term view. And even here, it's kind of hard to see. In the 1-year view, then we're starting to see this is a stronger divergence to me than this. It's still small bit. It's really not standing out to give us a strong indication one way or another for me using this RSI right now. We'll continue to zoom in on it and be watching to see what is it telling us in the short term. Watching for divergences again that I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing higher lows here with lower lows here, which would be a nice divergence, and that would be a bullish, pressure pushing the other direction as this is coming down, but kind of not yet. Not giving me something definitive. So now I'm going to go to the on balance volume. We're looking at the 5-minute bars and checking out to see on balance, what has this volume been doing? It's pretty strong actually overall compared to the big price move. There's a lot more buying, people buying up what I would think are sell walls above the market. So when there's a big sell wall sits above the market, somebody just goes, thank you, and they buy that whole thing without moving the price very much. So it may be that this was coming down and that somebody put a big sell wall just above it to really get it going down, and somebody just bought it. Boom. And that would give us this kind of indication in the on balance volume oscillator. When we zoom out though, it's not giving me the greater buying that I'm wanting to see. It's declining buying and some pretty good swaths of selling going on there. So that's not as bullish as I wanted it to be. As I zoom out to the 3-month view now, we see that there is quite a bit of volume here, but it's been petering off. And if I look at different times in the past and try to find patterns where we saw some selling, buying, lots of time we see the selling, buying, and then prices slide off that. So we see selling, buying, and then prices slid off after that. So this isn't giving a positive view for me right now. And especially when we zoom in closer and we're starting to see that we had a little bit of the on balance volume buying, but it's turned into negative. And that was looking at the 1-hour bars. So at the 15-minute bars, we're seeing negative, and we zoom into this is finally one good thing here. We zoom into the 5-minute bars and we're starting to see some positive buying going on right at these lows, which would be what we need for that indicator turnaround. So now let's go on to the MACD indicator. Here's the 5-minute bar. It's also showing a turnaround. We see this crossover here. We see the histogram turning to positive. So this is good. At these low levels, to see this turnaround on this time frame is a positive thing. And we saw it happen here too with this big volume that moved things back up. We saw the crossover momentarily. Now let's zoom back a bit. 3-day view, not as positive, where these are still negative after this move down. Zoom out to the 1-week view, and it's not definitive. It's really flattened out here, waiting for a direction. If we zoom in on this, it's still not helping out at all. There's so much chop in here. Zoom out to the 3-month view, And it's a little bit more positive than it was yesterday, where this is changing direction, momentum a little bit, but we still need that histogram to cross over and these to move one over the other before we're really going to see this turn to a positive. So it's still not giving me, overall, I'm just not getting the positive that I was wanting to see as I was coming into this. I definitely have an observational bias. And so here is a crossover and negative. Again, what time frame? This is the 1 day view. So this is really significant. We were looking at this yesterday and how important it was, this crossover on the 1 day view. When that crosses over, there's usually some softer prices coming, and it's not just a couple days of it. So this is a really important one. The other thing we could do is zoom into the 3 month and be watching for this to cross over for a time that it's going to get more bullish. The 1 month, it's even fading. It's crossed and fading back a little bit. So at the very few, right now, it's not looking positive for the bulls right now. So let's take a look at what's going on with these 4 markets. We're looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Stellar has just bounced and taken right off. Bitcoin's fading off a bit. We've got these 3 lows that's been rejected 3 times. What's it going to do? Is it going to bounce up? Ethereum also rejected this low. It didn't reject this one as nicely at all. It's much softer pulling back here. Litecoin, if we zoom out on this one, this has hit this top 1, 2, 3 times. So of course it is important to go to, here's Litecoin US dollar, and take a look at Litecoin US dollar for all of these things. You can see it's been doing better than Bitcoin. Let me refresh this page to get that chart fixed. But we could certainly do the same analysis to go through everything with Litecoin. That's not looking positive just on this last little bit here. And that's the 1 hour bars. This is looking better on the 3 month bars or the 4 hour bars. Not looking too bad on the 3 month bars. We could certainly do this analysis of all of these coins using those 3 indicators on a daily basis. Stellar, however, is just blasting off. I've got to take a quick look at that. Let's go to Stellar Lumens. 3 month view. Was there something in here that was really standing out to say that it was ready to go? So we're not seeing this in Bitcoin, this kind of really strong divergence in the RSI. Didn't see it coming yet. So there are some indicators that we're watching. When they show us these divergences, we'll be ready for them in Bitcoin. Not quite showing it yet. Very interesting to see what's going on here in Stellar. Zoom into the 5 minute bars and it's some, I don't know if there's some news, but it happened at pretty much the exact same time Bitcoin's coming down. Very coincidental. Now, the last thing I want to take a look at is the 50 cryptocurrencies that we go over every day over on our other channel. And I want to take a second to give a shout out to Leapek, who left this comment below our other channel, IntroToCryptos. He says, I don't even know how to describe, your work is beyond awesome. I've been following a lot of YouTube channels, but this is way different than anything out there. And I really appreciate that comment. That is fantastic. What we do in this is we cover 50 different cryptocurrencies. We put them through our trading system, which is a trend change identification trading system. When the trend changes, this will identify it, and we're going through all of the cryptocurrencies and averaging out the entire market to see how bullish and bearish the market is overall. We'll keep doing this day by day, and we'll keep updating how bearish and bullish this is, but right now it was looking a little bit more bullish than bearish over the last couple days. Nothing definitive yet, but it's a little bit more bullish. So we'll see what ends up happening the next couple days here with what's going on in these markets. Very variable, nothing certain in this right now. So I appreciate you guys watching. Oh wow, great to have you guys all along. Thank you very much. Good luck in all of your Bitcoin trading. If you have any requests, leave them in the chat, leave them in the comments below. If you like it, thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. And what are you doing watching something you don't like? Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow. I have an ending scene now.